What's up guys, Hannah Rose here. So in this week's video, we're going to talk about how to get a successful night shift sleep. So basically how to sleep during the day. I was on days for a really long time. I worked as an aide and then I trained on days as a nurse for a little while. So coming to nights was definitely a transition. I'm on nights permanently now. These tips really helped me and I hope they help you guys. If you have any more tips, definitely drop a comment or you can always reach out to me on my other social media. I will link those. And at the end of this video, like usual, Charlie Pug will appear. So definitely keep watching. Number one is minimize the time that you are awake once you get off of your shift. It's really tempting to come home and start the laundry or do the dishes or do things that are piling up. But the problem is while you're doing that stuff, the sun is getting higher and higher and your circadian rhythm is saying, I need to be awake. But since you work night shift, you actually need to be asleep. So I only do things that are like required of me. So I will take the dogs out because they need to potty. I will shower because I feel gross. And then I will eat, which I'll touch on the importance of this in my next point. But those are the three things that I do. And then I just like go straight to bed because you need to minimize the time that you are awake and minimize the time that the sun gets to get higher so that you can go to sleep. Number two is eat something before you go to sleep. And the reason for this is because if you try to go to sleep and your stomach ends up being hungry at like 2 in the afternoon, you're gonna wake up and it's like nearly impossible to go back to sleep in the middle of the day. I eat breakfast like a normal person when I come home, but people who have completely flipped their schedules will eat dinner. So they'll eat like a hamburger when they come home at like 8 o'clock in the morning. So whatever you prefer, I don't really care what you eat, but as long as it's like something that will fill you up and make you like warm and happy inside so that you can like curl up in your blankets and be like, yes, I'm so full and I'm ready to sleep. Number three is you need to figure out and then you need to use the do not disturb function on your phone. So the rest of the world is still awake during the day even though you work nights and they're still going to text and call you even though you are trying to sleep. And it's not because they're inconsiderate, it's just because that's when they're awake. So every text and call is still going to come in and your phone's going to either make like a vibrating noise or like a dinging noise, whatever you have it set to, and this will wake you up and then you won't be able to fall back asleep, which is like the worst thing. So on iPhone users, I don't know what this is on Samsung or Windows or whatever phone you have, but you scroll up on like the bottom menu thing and it's like this half moon looking thing. I have it on right now. It's the best. So use that. I highly recommend it. It will help you so much. Number four is you need a good setup to even attempt to sleep during the day. So I'm sure you noticed that this curtain behind me has come towards me between this little part of the video and the last little part of the video, and that is because this is a blackout curtain and it works great. It literally lets no light in during the day, and that's the best thing for me that I could have possibly bought. I will link that in the description below. I bought them from Amazon and it's so good. I also use earplugs because I'm not mad at the people above me, but they make tons of noise during the day. And that's just because they're awake during the day, like normal people, not like me. So I also have Alexa, who is now listening to me. She plays brown noise for me and that kind of blocks like the rest of the noise out that the earplugs don't catch. That's my setup. The main thing really is that you just like can't have any distractions from sleeping. So anything that will distract you from sleeping, you have to either find a way to adapt or get rid of it. Number five is be careful with the caffeine. I am super guilty of this and I love my coffee, but if you have caffeine too late in your shift, you're going to come home and stare at the ceiling because the whole point of caffeine is to keep you awake. So my rule is no caffeine after 2 a.m. Number 6 is to be aware of what you're putting into your body during your shift. So if you're putting like Fritos into your shift every 2 hours, then you're going to feel like pretty sluggish and you're not going to feel like you have a lot of energy, even though you are eating every 2 hours. It's just like not what your body needs to perform at the level you're performing as a nurse. I can do a whole video on like healthier choices and packing your lunch and food prep and stuff like that if you guys feel like it would be helpful. But for now, I just like wanted to touch on like healthier choices will give you more energy during your shift. So number 7 is kind of along the same lines as number 6, but it's getting regular exercise for your body, because if your body gets the regular exercise that it needs, you're going to get better sleep in general, whether it be during the day or at night. Just having a exercise schedule is super helpful. I do like a quick 10-minute exercise before I go to work, and then I do a full workout on my days off, and that's just super helpful for me to get a normal sleep when I'm sleeping during the day. Number 8 is our final tip, and also just something I wanted to bring up for nursing mental health in general. It's just good to have a way to let it go and leave it at work, because I've had many work dreams, work nightmares, whatever you want to call them. And the fact of the matter is, if this is happening to you, it's affecting your sleep. You need a way to cope with everything that you're going through at work so that you're not so stressed and you're not bringing it home. I mentioned earlier in this video that I go to the gym, and that really helps me. And then I mentioned in one of my earlier videos that I have a great support system, so I use them. So just find a way that works for you. I hope this video was helpful to you guys. If you guys have anything to say or more tips or anything like that, you guys can comment below or reach out to me on my social media. Definitely subscribe and enjoy this video of Charlie.